This is a production of Cornell University.
Grapevine red blotch virus is the causative agent of red blotch disease. It was first described in 2008 on Vitis vinifera Cabernet Sauvignon in California. Red-berried cultivars will exhibit foliar reddening, shown on this Pinot Noir leaf, as well as in the lower canopy of this Cabernet Franc vine compared to the healthy one. White-berried cultivars will show necrosis as well as chlorosis, shown on the Chardonnay leaf. Berries will exhibit delayed ripening and reduced fruit qualities. There's a wide range of economic losses due to red blotch disease. So areas of low incidence will see about $5,500 lost per acre. But in Napa County, where there's high incidence, you can see up to $170,000 lost per acre. Red blotch disease is detected across the United States in major grape growing regions, indicated by the states in red, and several countries around the world. So this kind of long distance spread is attributed to infected planting material. So in addition to long distance spread, there's also more local spread. This is a figure that may be familiar to some. It is a Cabernet Franc vineyard in California near a riparian habitat. It was first mapped in 2014 by Dr. Libby Sinowitz, a former Fuchs Lab member. Upon her mapping, she saw that the whole vineyard exhibited 4% disease incidence, but this subportion here, near the riparian habitat, showed 32% disease incidence. So she continued this mapping in 2015, indicating any new vines that were positive for red blotch virus, as well as in 2016, 17, and 18, and then I continued this mapping in 2019. Over the course of these 6 years, there was a 10.5% increase in disease incidence for the whole block, but this subportion here showed a 61% increase near the riparian habitat. So this increase was attributed to the three-cornered alfalfa tree hopper, Spicistolus festinus, which is a vector of grapevine red blotch virus. So we know it's a vector, but we don't know its mode of transmission. We believe it to be circulative, non-propagative. So here's a figure that I'll use to kind of describe this mode of transmission. It was made by Tori Hoyle, a second-year graduate student in the Fuchs Lab. So first, the hopper will feed on a red blotch infected vine. These virus particles are then able to be taken up via the stylet. The virus can move through the digestive tract of the insect, and once it reaches the midgut, it can move to the hemolymph. It then travels through the hemolymph to the salivary glands, which are located right behind the eyes. And then once this hopper that feeds on an uninfected vine, it's able to transmit the virus. So that is the circulative aspect of this mode of transmission. While the virus is moving through the insect body, it's not replicating. So that means it would be non-propagative. So all of this for me means that I hope to continue mapping the distribution of grapevine red blotch infected vines in vineyards that are exhibiting spread, such as the Cabernet Franc vineyard in California. And I want to continue investigating the mode of transmission of grapevine red blotch virus by Spicistolus festinus, looking at aspects of retention and latency to help support the hypothesis of circulative non-propagative transmission. All of this information will be used to ultimately inform red blotch disease management recommendations in the upcoming growing seasons. And I have an amazing lab, so I want to thank them every chance I get, as well as my committee members and my funding sources. If you have any questions, normally I would say come find me and ask them later, but that's not really applicable here. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me and I would love to chat more.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Maddie. You do have one quick question here if we have 1 minute. How do you plan to study transmission?
So I've developed a few transmission assays using an herbaceous host, Phaseolus vulgaris, so bean plants. And we'll have infected bean plants, and using the hoppers, they're able to transmit the virus to detached bean leaves. And we're working our way up to developing an assay for infected grapevine to healthy grapevine to investigate the mode of transmission.
This has been a production of Cornell University, on the web at cornell.edu.